What's up, guys? Today we're going to be covering the top 10 players from the 2021 draft this year in the NBA. So, this is based on exclusively this year, okay? So, Josh Giddey, obviously, he averaged like way better last year than he did this year. So, he'd be higher if it was accounting for all 3 years of their career so far. But this is just based on this year. So, starting off with Jonathan Kuminga, who has looked really good this year. He hasn't been particularly efficient, but he's knocked up his scoring average 3 points, and rebounded at the same level, only on 20 minutes per game. He hasn't looked very efficient, but it's definitely gonna go up as time goes on. And I think he's doing pretty solid this year. I don't really have much to say. He looked really good in the preseason. He was in my preseason standouts video. Thought he would do a little bit better than he has so far, but he's getting his career on track for sure. Next up, Josh Giddey. He's looked pretty embarrassing so far this year. Um, he's definitely going to do better. He's a really elite player. I'm expecting him to be like level where Franz Wagner is, passing, rebounding, and scoring all at a high clip. He's not efficient right now. He'll do better. It's just the beginning of the season. There's not much to say about him or Jonathan Kuminga. Corey Kispert. This is actually an interesting pick. I didn't actually wasn't aware of him being that good. He's really efficient, 49, 41, so ridiculous. And he did this last year in his career too. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 21 minutes per game. Similar to Kuminga, just more efficient, right? I think he's really solid. I think it'll be good that he's getting opportunity on this rebuilding young Wizards team. They need to stop giving the ball to Jordan Poole, bro. He's not cooking. He's cooking, but the stove is not on. Stove is not on. Next up, Jalen Suggs, averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, which is an okay stat line, right? 41, 33 on 26 minutes per game. But steals, he's been stealing the ball at an elite level. His defense is insane. 2.3 steals, 4th in the NBA, and not on here, but he has the highest steal percent in the NBA. He's leading the league in that. So he's finally getting his career on track. He was the 3rd pick in this draft, and like he was a bust, but he's really getting his career on track. And I actually could see him, if he keeps playing at this level, I think I could see him definitely rising through this list. I think this guy definitely could be in my top 10. He's definitely the highest out of the honorable mentions. Our first player in the top 10 is Austin Reeves, who's averaging 13, 4, and 4, 1.4 steals, 43, 30 splits. He's looking a little rough. Everyone's expecting a great breakout season. They're expecting him to average 17, 5, and 5, right? He's not really doing that. He's turning the ball over a lot, like 2 turnovers on only 4.3 assists, yeah. He's supposed to be that third guy after LeBron and AD, but it's not looking so great for that. The Lakers as a whole are looking a little rough. He's still looking solid. This is better averages than he was last year, but he's getting more minutes, more usage. I just expect him to be doing better than this, but he still did clinch himself the 10th spot on this list. Next up is Herb Jones, who is an absolutely defensive stud, averaging 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists on 47-26 shooting, with 1.6 steals and 1.6 blocks, which is insane. Really good defensively and all around. Just a really solid player. He's watching play, you could just see the presence on the defensive end of the floor. He's elite. So I think he doesn't have that eye popping. Everyone else basically after him is basically a star at this point. So it's just like hard for me to rank him really high, But he's still really elite and good. Jalen Johnson, he's been a breakout star, averaging 15, 9, and 3 on 60% shooting. He's been the reason this Hawks team is so good. Him and DeJounte Murray are actually elite. Trae Young's been okay. He's had efficiency struggles, but he's really good. He's just looked really good for the Hawks. They're above a 500 team. I'd say they're going to be a contender for the playoffs in the East. Going to be in those 1 through 6 seeds. And I think they'll avoid the play-in this year. They're really good. And I'm just really excited to see him continue playing after only averaging like 5 points a game last year. He's just really efficient, really good. There's just so much to love about him. He also puts up like a block a game too, so it's just great. Next up, now it's basically all stars from here. Jalen Johnson, I take it back, he's not really a star, but now it's just people who are averaging 20, averaging really efficient stat lines. Starting with Jalen Green, who's averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists on 47 or 45, 42 splits. It's the most efficient his career has ever been. He has much more like people trying to. Last year he was just given the green light to take all the shots, sort of like Jordan Poole was. He averaged 22, but they were like empty numbers. But this year the team's actually winning. Most of the shots, there's just a lot of shots been taken by another player on this list and Fred VanVleet. We also have Jabari Smith, who is taking a lot of shots, who he wants to be taking some of the shots, But it's good. He's just playing his role well. He's taking the shots he needs to take. He's scoring the points he needs to score. He's playing 32 minutes a night. He's looking really good. His defense obviously isn't great, but that's not something that will be great for him. Next up is Franz Wagner, who's averaging 18, 5 and 3. He's doing everything pretty solid. His efficiency's looking a little rocky. He'll definitely do better soon. He's on a really solid, I dare say, Orlando team who might be able to make the play-in this year. 33 minutes per game. There's not much to say about him. He's just a really good all-around player. He can score. He can do most everything on the ball. Defensively, he's okay. He's not the best, but he's pretty solid. Evan Mobley. Oh, this picture is silly. I elongated it, made it way too wide. Anyway, he's averaging 16, 11, and 3. The Cavs team is really struggling right now. The Cavs are not doing well at all. They're the team should be really good, but it's just not it, I guess. I don't really know what's wrong with the Cavs. They're 3-5 right now after being the 4th seed in the East last year. But he's looking really good. He's averaging 2.1 blocks. He's not as efficient as he usually is. But he's not anything special offensively, but he definitely has DPOY level candidate. His offense isn't great, but he's definitely going to be solid. His rebound's the best it's ever been right now, so that's actually really interesting to see. And his passing's been pretty solid too, as he's been able to dish out 3 assists on only a couple turnovers. I think it's only 2 turnovers, which is still not great, but it's pretty solid for a big man. Cade Cunningham. He's been looking really good scoring-wise, averaging 24, 4, and 7, which is like a crazy stat line for someone of his caliber. He's scoring really well. His passing's looking the best he's ever has. He's the most efficient he's ever been. He's turning the ball over a lot. 5.3 turnovers is a lot, but he's a young player. He's not exactly the most winning player, but he's definitely, the Detroit's giving him the ball. He's doing his thing. He's definitely developing well. He can put up a ton of points. He's darn near one of the best scorers in the league, I'd say. He's just elite at that. He's looking really good. I'm really excited to see what he'll be able to do later on in his career. He's going to be like a really good player later on. He can be like a 20, 30 point per game scorer. And I'm really excited to see how he does. I've been watching the Detroit Pistons a lot, really liking Killian Hayes, how he's been playing. Same with Jalen Duren. There's a lot of good players. Marcus Sasser. He actually wasn't on my rookies list, which is actually wild. I probably should have put Marcus Sasser on my rookies list. Wait, did I? Oh, no, I did put Marcus Sasser on my rookies list. But he's done even a lot better than he has at the beginning of the year. Marcus Sasser, he's doing really good, but that's kind of off topic. Let's talk about Cade. He's elite, obviously. Let's move on. Cam Thomas, number 3. Is crazy. A 27 point per game score is number 3. That's insane. He's breaking out. He's a star. Point blank. He's 27 points per game. He's looking really efficient. See, his 3-point shooting is really good. He had a 45 point per game score. He's 11th in the league in scoring. He's not a great playmaker, but he'll definitely improve on that. as the time goes on, he can definitely improve that. He's really good, and I don't see anything really that glaring issues in his game. His defense isn't great, but his scoring is just so good. Makes up for basically everything. Next up is someone who I think people might think I have a little bit high, but I have Alperen Sengun of the Houston Rockets, the second player from the Houston Rockets on this list. He's averaging 19, 8, and 6. His assists are third among centers, only behind Domantas Sabonis and Jokic, I think. Yeah, I was right. Domantas Sabonis and Jokic. 3 assists to 1 turnover ratio, which is actually really solid. He was only at 2 turnovers a game, and he's dishing out so many assists. His rebounding and scoring are solid. He's breaking out. He's the best player in the Rockets. Let's be clear here. He's better than Dillon Brooks. He's better than Fred VanVleet. He's better than Jalen Green. He's the best player in the Rockets. It's just like the Rockets have such a young core. Across my 3 lists, best rookies, best sophomores, and best third-year players, they've had 4 out of the 30 spots. That's actually insane to think about. It's like 1/7 of the players on those lists are from the Rockets. He's just too elite. What can we say? Anyways, our number 1 on this list is Scottie Barnes, averaging 22, 10, and 6. 1.5 steals and 2.1 blocks. That's 3.6 stocks. That's insane. 6th in the league in the block, 37 minutes per game. He just break it out. He's an all-star. He's all NBA. He's just so good. He has potential to be basically LeBron. Like, I have all my stock in Scottie Barnes. He's just so good. And I'm just excited to see him continue playing and bring this. He's going to be the franchise guy for this Raptors team. They doubted him last year, but he's locked in this year. It's just impressive how well he can play. So that's been it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.